Okay, so um, earlier today I'd done a painting of a local scene. It's a drawbridge with the local church in the background, and it's from the viewpoint of a restaurant that has an outdoor deck. It's a very popular scene in the town, and I painted a lot. And someone had asked if I could kind of do a video showing it, the painting of it, mainly because of going from a photograph to kind of the impressionist, fast and loose style. So I'm going to do that today. I dropped by there on my way back from the gym and took some photos. And I think that this one is the best out of all of them. But for the most part, a lot of the painting that I do with this, I do it so much, I do it from memory. So when I upload this and make a video out of it, I'll put the full size so y'all can see that and see what it looks like. Anyhow, I am going to be using a Ron Ranson, the Hake brush, the small. This is the Stonehenge Aqua paper. I had a big sheet. I cut it down either into 11 by 15, 4 of them, or I'll cut it so that I get 8 by 10s, 6 of them, and then on that last strip I think I get 4 or 5 by 7s. Which with the 5 by 7s I've been doing little pen sketches and then kind of doing wash over them and having a lot of fun with it. Anyway, this is really good paper for the price. So really nice people too. Those people at Legion, I'd called them up and asked them if they could send me a sample of some stuff, and they sent it for free. I offered to pay shipping, and they weren't having any of it. They sent it for free very quickly. So I ordered this paper, and I really enjoy it. So I should probably do a quick little sketch out of what I plan to do, just so you kind of see an idea. When I did it earlier today, I did a high horizon line, and actually I guess it's not a horizon line, this will just be the water, land. Just get an idea where everything wants to be. In person, you see you have the church. This is kind of a car repair place. This is a historic building called Black's. I don't know what it was called before that. It's just like a restaurant, bar, hall place to do. So just putting the idea out there of what I'm doing. So I'm just going to have fun with it. I'm going to wet the paper. And I'm just going to make up the sky on this one. I'm taking some lemon yellow and put some lemon yellow in some spots. And that's what I did earlier today, just a little bit of lemon yellow. Then switch to some raw sienna. Feed that in, the wet and wet. Now the water, and this is the Vermilion River that it goes over. It's a pretty dark, dirty river. I don't think dirty from the standpoint of like polluted, but I think it's just a lot of silt and dirt. Let's get some, or today I'm going to do it again. I've been playing with Prussian blue. Right now I'm just playing around. No rhyme or reason really. Okay, ultramarine. And then I'm going to start getting more serious. I've been using, I try to use the paint straight from the tube, like fresh paint, but You know, it obviously dries on the palette, and I don't clean off the palette, so that's what I'm working with. Now I'm going to take some alizarin, just kind of mix it in with a little bit of Payne's Gray, a little underside to the clouds. Kind of doing a lot in the sky. There's really no format I'm following right now. It's been a long day. Well, not really a long day. I'm on vacation, but I had stuff I was doing. So I'm going to take light red, ultramarine, and put in the beginning of a tree line, just like that. And I'm going to take some burnt sienna, just put a few washes down in here for right now. Then I'll mix some ultramarine with that burnt sienna and bring that down, and that'll be some reflections that we're working with. Underneath the bridge. This is going to be the reflection of the bridge that comes up along here. This is going to be the reflection of the church that happens, and I'm going to do more of that later on. I'm just putting it in right now. At least that's the way I'm doing it today. The water on the other side of the bridge. Alright, I'm going to dry it off, and then we'll continue working on the trees, and we'll come forward. So, one thing I did earlier for fun that I've been playing around with, I'm going to get some alizarin crimson on the brush. Now, this isn't like, the original alizarin crimson. It's made with quinacridone. It's one of those pigments, so it's light fast. And I just kind of put a little bit in the sky and just made for some interesting swipes. Let's do that. I think I had done it later on, but I had fun with that, so that's something I'm going to play around with. That's going to probably appear more often. Anyway, let's work on the trees in the far background. Ultramarine. Mix it up with a little bit of lemon yellow. Not lemon yellow, yellow ochre. Put it in there. Bring down the reflection. Grab some lemon yellow for the ends of it and tops. So honestly, at this point, I'm really not looking at the picture at all. I'm just putting in my idea, what I do. One thing that always kills me with this scene is, and I'll do it with a mixture of alizarin crimson and light red. I'm going to put it in here. The blacks building is a mixture of those colors. There. Then we have a building that's kind of offset from that, and I'm going to just do that with like a Payne's Gray, just any old color, just so I could show you an issue that I'm having. So I'll put it in there, the offset building. So now that's wet, and I use the card to scrape. And when I do that, I have some torn paper here, and every time I always do that, I get a torn paper in that scene. Other times when I'm scraping, and this is using the round edge, I'll just put it in here. No pilling or tearing, but every time I do that, I have that issue. Anyway, I mix a dark brown, mix some Payne's gray, foreground brush. And one thing you can do, scratch rocks down. Right over here, there's a restaurant, and I don't pronounce it right, called Dupuy's. That's, you know, an oyster bar. And when I was out there taking the pictures, they were pouring out the oyster shells. So half of this stuff in the real life is rocks, and half of it's oyster shells. I'll just bring it down, that top reflection of the water. Dry brush. Now, switching over to just a watery mixture on the reddish side. I'm using light red right now. And we'll put in the St. Mary Magdalene Church. And the steeple is more of a bluish gray, so I'll just mix some blue into that mixture. And darken up one side, and bring the reflection down. Okay. Now, before I forget, let's put this little pen. There you go. There's the cross on top of the church. I love these pens. These Micron pens, they're fantastic. So, what we're going to do at this point, we'll dry off, we'll put the bridge in. Okay, so with this drawbridge, put it in, so it comes in on that angle. It has its reflection down here. It has these wood piling, I don't know if they're called pilings or what the part of the bridge is called that holds it up, but I'll mess around with that in a little bit. Then I'm just using the Hake brush, just coming up. Now the one thing I have to watch out whenever I do this is the perspective of it. The closer side is going to go up higher. Closer side, higher. So just keep little things like that in mind. So if you're doing an impressionist view of a local scene, just try to capture that perspective aspect of it. One part, a bit higher. Now, this scene has a lot of history for me, painting-wise. I've been painting since since June, May, June. Anyway, and then the watercolor painting since around that time. And people are like, oh, you should start selling stuff. You should start doing farmers market and whatnot. So I talked to the lady, and she had said that people like, local scenery. So I live a few minutes away, not even a few minutes, a few blocks away from this bridge. And it's a really popular one. It's a place that I've hung out with my coworkers and relaxed on a Friday. So I figured I'd paint it. So that night, after talking to the lady, I paint it. And I was born down here, but I didn't grow up in this town. My dad did. I'm just bringing the reflection down right now. And I sent him a picture, and I'm like, oh, can you guess where this is? And my dad says, oh, it's the old drawbridge. I want it. I'm like, Dad, this isn't how it works. I want this for the farmer's market to sell. But, I gave it to him for Christmas and all that. And he has it on his wall, which is really nice. And then other people have liked the painting. So far, I have donated versions of it to the local Rotary Club, which they're going to auction off for a big fundraiser. They auction off a whole bunch of stuff, and that one is going to go towards school safety and providing things within the school, within the parish. And I'm a school teacher, so that's really cool. Just putting in little telephone lines. Then I had one of my best buddies, a fishing buddy. He was hit by a car and traumatic brain injury and whatnot. So his sister and mother had a fundraiser for him to help pay some of the bills. So I donated a big version of this. I'm just putting in layers over the water, just having fun while I'm talking. And then a patron of mine who became a friend is doing the Relay for Life next month. They're doing different auctions and or I think they're doing raffle tickets. So she asked me if I could do something for her and for that. And of course, I said yes. They're really nice people. So I did a version of this, and that's going to be raffled off. And a friend of mine, a coworker, is on the board of a local theater guild right in town. If you were to go down this road, the church will be on the left. You go around, follow, east. You make a right. There's a theater guild right there, and she's on the board for it. And they she asked for a painting, and I did a painting of the scene, donated to them for them to auction off. I'm just putting a little stuff with a liner, and that pulled in I think $100 for their fundraiser alone, which was really nice. So this is kind of my go-to scene, either as gifts or donations or raffles, or if I have something that's coming up like markets to sell. So at this point, I'm kind of just picking around with it. I'll just call it done in a moment. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed my rambling. Word of advice for those of you that are wondering if you should start doing markets and start selling stuff, and people are telling you to do it, you should just go out and do it. Just bite the bullet, take the leap, and find out about it. If you join a Facebook page for your local town or county, or in my case, Louisiana, a parish, you can find out about things that are going on. And everybody in those type of communities that I've met so far are really nice and really fantastic. So I encourage you to take the plunge. If you have any questions about doing those type of things, and you want my view my opinion on it or advice or whatever, I'll offer whatever I can. So feel free to leave a comment. I'm going to leave a link to the Watercolor Facebook page that I have. Feel free to paint the scene if you'd like, and just have fun. Alright, thank you for watching.